75-90% of y'all are gonna scroll through this, so this is why I don't mind posting it. So here's my take on this. A couple weeks ago, my brother asked me, what do I believe in? A lot of people ask me, what do I believe in? Because when I talk about anything religious or whatever, there's always a big question mark on people's heads. I don't claim spirituality because the world marketed it to the point where everything spiritual, it can be sold now on like shirts and stuff. If you look at my videos, bro, like there's a video of me literally standing in the middle of a hurricane with my shirt off, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just told my friend, like, yo, record me, bro. I just feel this energy to do this, And I kind of want to speak on that. I believe in consciousness, bro. I believe that the brain you have is a limit on consciousness. That makes sense. I gave my girlfriend an example, like energy, can be transferred, right? If you got a soda bottle and you shake it up, it's in the bottle, but you take off the cap, it just explodes. Just because there's no soda in the bottle does not mean like the energy is just gone or the soda has no value, and that's how I kind of view our brains. Our brains give us the senses to touch, smell, feel, to our consciousness. Like it limits, like what happens if we don't have a brain? Like, if we didn't have a brain and we was dead, where does that energy go? Just like the soda, just because there's no life in the body, it doesn't mean that, And so it's like with all this religion and meditation and all these weird answers to where we go after this life, it's more like you shouldn't even be worried about that, to be honest. Wherever, like this life is already too significant and too interesting for something that, like, whatever happens next, like just by probability and theory, like what happens next cannot be something somebody on earth told you. Like it's impossible. Just like how living is impossible, you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm not even trying to think deep. This isn't even like deep thinking. This is just basic logic. You know what I'm saying? I like to stay as close to the wire as possible when it comes to stuff like this, Like I haven't said nothing yet that doesn't sound crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. I just thought I would just get this on video so that way the next person that says, can they pray for me? I don't want you to pray for me in a sense where your prayer feels like judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like my biggest pet peeve.